This podcast is supported by Music Theater of Wenatchee, celebrating 64 years of bringing stories to life. From show-stopping musicals to powerful plays, the Music Theater of Wenatchee stage is where stories come alive. Now they are writing the next chapter, and you can help make it happen. To support the next act of community theater in Wenatchee, visit annex.mtow.org and donate today.
Opening night club.
We're not opening a nightclub.
It's the opening night club. We can't wait to watch an opening night show, because on opening night we always go with our opening night club. Opening night club.
Welcome to the Opening Night Club podcast. This is the podcast where we celebrate and discuss local theater all over Central Washington. We've got some interesting shows to talk about tonight, and with me again today is Man About Town and my friend Skyler Cuthill. How are you doing, Skyler?
I'm good, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I miss the fact that I'm the host, Kevin McKee. I don't get to say my own name.
Hello. Do you want me to introduce you? Here is my friend Kevin McKee, father, director, leading man, and theater gadfly. I feel like gadfly's a little bit insulting. You always say it about me.
We'll look it up later.
But yeah, no. Okay. Kevin. Wow, we have Kevin on the podcast today. Incredible. What a get. Wow, we're going to do numbers with this one, huh, folks? No, I'm doing good. I was able to do a little bit of drinking the other day. My recovery is still kind of like scooching along, and we had our first
just to make it clear, your recovery is from a sickness.
Yes.
Not you're not in recovery, and you're in you're moving through recovery by starting to drink again.
I'm not recovering from drinking 3 beers.
Okay.
I am recovering enough that I could drink 3 beers.
I gotcha.
Very exciting stuff. But no, the other day we had our first of 3 scheduled rehearsals for Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
That's right.
Yes.
That is the new Christmas show that they're doing up at ICCA.
Yeah, so it's not at the Snowy Owl, I learned. It's at the Canyon Wren, but it is the ICCA. It's their whole complex, right? And so we finally met the guy, Eric Furerheim. He's the director. He's the producer. He came up with a trailer full of everything. He had all the props and all the costumes.
Has he done it before?
So he's from Southern California, or he works in Southern California, and his home theater down there, they've been doing it for years and years and years and years, like every year. And he said it's like a big success down there. It sells out every year. It's like, to them, it's The Sound of Music. To us here, right?
Wow.
It's like a mainstay. It's how they make their money.
Okay.
And again, like The Sound of Music, like everything was in a box. All the costumes came out of a tub, right? And he blocked it from memory.
Wow.
He did not have notes of any kind. He did and it's a full-length show. It's an hour and a half, 2-hour show. And he just stood there and said, all right, first scene. You guys come out. All right, now you come on. And he just ran it. It was like a 3-hour process, but he did it. By God, but he did entirely from his brain.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite impressive to know a show that well.
It's the Missoula Children's Theater for adults.
Yeah, just racing through it.
Yeah.
He's very passionate. He knows the show inside and out. He knows absolutely everything about it. And it was quite a bit of fun. I was in there with him. I mean, there's a lot of our friends in there, but I'm good friends with TJ Farrell, right? And we have kind of similar roles. She's Chochum the Wise, and I'm Winky the Elf. So we're not a pair, but we're in similar situations. So looking forward to it. So that'll be the first week of December. It opens on like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then it runs through that week to a matinee on Saturday.
And how's Winky the Elf? Are you enjoying the part?
They tell you to make strong choices, and I make strong choices.
Really?
And I decide, so there's a Winky the Elf who's like in Santa's workshop, and there's a Winky Mar who's like an elf alien, elf Martian.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, to make the difference between them, I'm going to play Winky Mar as like a grouchy New York dock worker.
Oh, so you play 2?
Yeah.
Oh, you're an alien and part of Santa's team.
Yeah, well, I'm part of Alien Santa's team.
Okay.
That's the idea, is they kidnap Santa, they take him to Mars, and then they have a Martian elf for Santa.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the backstory for Winky the Elf? Have you written up a whole...
I would like him to be a New York dock worker, right? I was like, all right, because I have, like a wife beater shirt at home. I got cigars and cigarettes. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do like a whole bit. I've got chains, right?
Okay.
So I was going to have like the elf costume open to reveal. I was going to put like coffee stains on the shirt. I was like,
man,
I'm going to do this so well. And so it came to my line. I went, yeah, Santa, we can do that. And the guy was like, no, stop. There's improv elements, but that was improving too much.
That's the problem if you have a show that has been done a lot, the director's done it a lot, and you have a very short rehearsal time.
Yeah.
You can't do much as an actor outside of what the director wants.
What if Maria was Turkish?
That would be good.
Yeah. Why is she in the monastery then?
So
no.
when you're Winky Mar, do you have to put on the green makeup?
Yes, that's how they'll know that I am now Winky Mar.
So are you putting makeup on and off during the show?
No, once I'm Winky Mar, I'm Winky Mar.
Okay.
So, and he said that like they have a process for it.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people wear the green makeup. So I am trusting. I thought maybe we would, Gage is in the show from the D&D troupe. I was like, oh, we'll just like borrow Gage's apparatus because he plays a goblin rogue in the D&D troupe.
Yeah.
And so he does like the full face screen. I was like, oh, we got Gage. We have the tech, right? And the guy was like, no, I have it all organized because he has everything. It's a show in a box.
I gotcha.
But it was a lot of fun. So we're all looking forward to it. And I think that'll be a good time.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yes. And you went to see a show.
I did go to see a show. We went on Friday. We went to the Paramount to see Shucked.
Shucked!
Which I have been looking forward to really since I heard about it.
For years. You've talked to me about Shucked.
Yeah. It was on Broadway in 22. And when it was coming up, part of this is I'm always looking for new Broadway musicals that can be performed in Wenatchee, that can be performed in Leavenworth. And most of it's too edgy or it's covering topics that we just, you can't sell.
Yeah,
and
or that we can't cast for.
That we can't. Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do have a show that has a black cast or it's about racism or something, you really don't want to do it with an all-white cast.
Yeah, just the demographics being as they are. These are important considerations.
Yes. So I was looking forward to Shucked. It was originally, and it had been kind of rumored for quite a while, they were working on a hee-haw musical. It was going to be the Hee Haw musical for years, and then something happened. I don't know what happened with the licensing, or they kicked out whoever owns the Hee Haw,
the extremely
brand.
Expensive Hee Haw brand.
Honestly,
right?
I think the Hee Haw brand is still viable.
I mean, we all know what it is, but it's not. I don't think too many people would get like a fire in their pants if they heard the Hee Haw musical, right?
Yeah. No, it would sell. But they, so eventually it became Shucked, and then it actually made it to Broadway, which everyone was kind of like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
How did this finally...
Considering the rest of Broadway, it's a throwback, right?
Yeah. So Shucked, it is all about corn and corn farmers, and it is the same style as Hee Haw, where at some point they did push out little platforms with corn stalks on them, and people would poke their heads through the corn stalks and start telling jokes, and they would comment on things through the corn stalks. Very hee-haw-ish. They would make the comments through the corn stalks, and then they would sing songs, which were pretty country kinds of songs.
Yeah.
The show, when I finally went to go see it, it was exactly what I was expecting, but it wasn't anything more. It really felt like it was an off-Broadway show rather than a Broadway show. It had all the songs, of course, from the soundtrack. It had all of the goofball jokes, but it was about 12 people, and it was a unit set and not a lot of spectacle in any way. And this is after seeing Some Like It Hot, which was a spectacle show.
Yeah, that's a dance show. That's a huge show.
Big dance numbers and lots of moving sets. And this one, and lots of costumes, and this one really wasn't it. The
corn farmers weren't fabulous enough for you.
No, well, I was expecting something. The opening number was fantastic, where they get everybody on stage and they're singing about corn, and at some point, everybody's got an ear of corn in their hands, and they have set up like barrels and 2x4s. And they start doing dancing corn on top of the 2x4s. Very much, I don't know if you've ever seen Will Rogers Follies, but they do a hand jive kind of thing where everybody sits in chairs and they're clapping and moving their hands around.
I've seen Grease.
Do they do that in Grease?
Yeah, the hand jive. the big number in Act 2.
Okay, this is different.
2-hand job.
Yeah, this is different where it's really everybody standing stock still and just moving their hands around.
Okay.
Charlie Chaplin's Little Tramp, he does the thing where he puts potatoes on forks.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that where they're dancing with the corn.
Okay.
Right, and passing it.
And that was thrilling.
It was a cute bit.
Okay.
It went for a while. So it was kind of a tap dance number, except they're doing it with these plastic ears of corn.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
My dad was very into like bluegrass and folk music and that kind of thing. So I actually have seen like Hee Haw on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Right. And they have people in like the jokey, over the top yokel outfits. Mm-hmm. Right. And they go, oh, shucks. And then they go to the band and the band plays.
Yeah.
You know, some red hot, old-timey fiddle tunes, right?
Yeah.
So I am familiar with this. I wasn't watching it at the time. But yeah, I get the idea.
Yeah. When it started, it was a lot of legitimate country. I mean, Roy Clark, Buck Owens, those guys are real country people.
Yeah. And Doc Watson, that kind of thing. Like real deal stuff, real Americana.
And it went on for a long time.
Yeah.
And people started watching it just because they would have busty girls dressed like Daisy Duke on there and they would be telling jokes. And it was very easy to watch.
You and I both love Little Abner, which is right up the same alley.
It's a lot of Little Abner. I would love to do Little Abner. I keep bringing it up.
That's the white whale here, right?
I think so.
Little Abner's a really funny show, and it's got such good music.
I think so.
It's dynamite. It just, the name doesn't have it catch it anymore.
No.
Nobody under 40 knows what Little Abner is.
No.
I only do because I'm like a freak. But everybody else, normal people, do not know what Little Abner is.
If anybody's listening, go out onto YouTube and you can find the entire movie of Little Abner, and this is like the 58 version. There's an earlier one.
I love the film.
The film is fantastic.
The film is wonderful.
But the film is almost a pro shoot. There just doesn't seem like there's that much difference between the film and the actual Broadway show.
Yeah, but I love the old-timey style or whatever, where they just slapped them out. You know, the sets are very simple. You know, it's like a giant drop or whatever on a perfectly flat floor because it's a dance show.
It's a dance show.
Yeah. No, I love that stuff. So that's kind of Shucked, right? Simple show.
Shucked has a lot of heart. The thing, and what I appreciate about Little Abner is they did have a big cast and a lot of dance numbers that were so much fun.
But not in Shucked.
In this one, we had a few dance numbers, but they also had a lot of ballads, kind of country ballads. And what I had noticed was they would be singing and they would put their hands in their pockets and stand downstage center and sing.
Which is what you tell kids not to do.
It's what you tell people not to do.
Yeah.
These are people on a national tour of a Broadway show.
Yeah.
And that had to have been a choice, and I completely disagreed with it. Let's at least move them around the stage. And if they're going to be mooning for the lost love, have a little movement in there.
Have some visual texture.
Has some texture. No, it was, there was things that kind of let me down in there, but they also had all of just the corniest puns and dad jokes. And they were all enough off color that they would make everybody giggle when they would say it. And they had one character, Peanut, who was the romantic lead's brother. And every time he came on stage, we're in for 3 more puns or jokes that have absolutely nothing to do with what's going on stage. So he'd come out and he'd tell the jokes and then continue the plot. So it was kind of that show. I'm looking forward for the rights to be available so we can do it in Wenatchee, but it's going to have to be probably a Playhouse kind of show. It's not it's not an Apple Blossom show. It's not that big.
12 people is not enough.
No.
Apple Blossom, you want like 30 people kicking on stage.
I'm sure you could add people, you could make it bigger, but I don't think it needs it. I think you could get by with a small show.
Fall musical.
I think it's a fall musical.
I love a show that is smaller scale so you can do it well rather than like a really ambitious show that you're not going to do well.
Yeah.
I would always prefer to do something that's within your capability, and rather than embarrass yourself.
I don't think we would be embarrassed. I just think that we've got enough going on in the Playhouse that it would fit.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've talked about this pretty extensively now that like because of the annex and all that, there's like a lot of like activity now that there maybe wasn't before where just a ton of people are submitting shows.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot going on. I'll say that I read some ancient Greek jokes the other day.
Really?
Yeah. Would you like to hear an ancient Greek joke?
And you think they still hit?
I thought it was I'm going to give you like the best one of like the 12 that I read.
Yeah, don't give me the worst one.
No, a lot of them involve slaves. But I'm going to give you a good one. All right,
Okay.
are you ready for it?
Yeah.
This is like our hee-haw section. I'm telling just an irrelevant joke. Man comes into a hairdresser shop, sits down. Hairdresser approaches him, said, "Sir, how would you like your hair dressed today?" The man says, "In silence."
Ooh,
That's funny.
that's good.
That's still relevant.
That's a modern joke. That's a modern joke. You
That's
could do that one.
It's hairdressing has not changed.
No.
Hairdressers have not changed
Yeah.
in 3,000 years.
Yeah.
In 700 BC in Athens, they were still. So my daughter got her degree, and I'm so excited. No.
Yeah. No, you could.
No.
It would apply to Uber drivers now.
Yeah, you could do that anyway. How would you like your driving today? In silence.
That's right.
You could do that anywhere. I thought that was.
That's a good joke.
No, that was a very again. A lot of them were like slaves misbehaving or something, but that's a dynamite joke.
Yeah,
Love it.
you could put it on hee haw.
Yeah,
You can finish. Salute.
but yeah. So moving on, I listened to the episode last week, and you cut out a big section. I did a much too long. To be fair to you, I did a much too long section about Anything Goes. So
it was the history of early musicals.
Yeah. So I just wanted to give a recapitulation of that. I'm going to do it real fast.
Okay.
If we can.
Yeah, and this is including the Lerner and Lowe book.
So I read Alan Lerner's book.
Okay.
All right, Alan Lerner of Lerner and Lowe. They wrote Camelot and My Fair Lady. They were very active in the 50s and 60s. And he wrote a book in his dotage about the history of the theater. And it's very interesting because he was coming up in the jazz era. So in the jazz age, Broadway was producing between 200 and 300 new shows a year. They were just slapping them out, right? Nowadays,
Were they lasting a weekend or
no, yeah, they were going through them. They were essentially searching for hits.
Okay.
He said that the books were all very thin. A boy and a girl get together, and there's some kind of problem. Then they get over the problem. Really, it was songwriters trying to get their music out there, hoping that they would get a hit so they could get radio play and
Gotcha.
get the money, sell the sheet music, yada, yada, yada. So it's a very different era from ours because in the modern era, Broadway produces 10 new shows a year. They're extremely expensive. And also, they do not have popular music. Or they do, but after the music is popular.
Yeah.
You do not go to Broadway to hear exciting new music, generally. You probably have listened to the soundtrack already, and musical theater's gotten very specific, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a very different environment
Yeah.
or what have you. And so almost all the jazz age musicals have not survived to the present day. There were so many of them, and generally they were not of very good quality or whatever. People don't do them. So Anything Goes is very interesting because it's Cole Porter, right? And I think it's 1934. It's a jazz age musical, and it's one of the three that have survived that people still do, and they do it all the time.
Yes. Well,
It's really big.
Cole Porter wrote a lot of big songs that
Yes.
people still know.
No, that's why
His stuff survived.
Yeah, I mean, in Anything Goes, there's 5 crossover jazz hits.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, these are really, really popular songs.
They're standards now.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's such a different time. You listen to the jazz station, and they all do the Surrey with a fringe on top. Mm-hmm. Right? It's wow. It was a different era, huh? Where musical theater and jazz were kind of on top of each other, instead of jazz being in the conservatories and musical theater being the kind of weirdos like us. But yeah, so I love Anything Goes. I love a big cast. It's got 30 characters. I love a strong secondary, tertiary cast. I'm really excited for it. It's Dana Taves. Dana has done a lot of shows in the area. Dana was in the 1997 Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat for LST.
Yeah, she was a narrator.
She's been in the program almost as long as John Wagner has.
Yeah.
So Dana's a legend. I've really enjoyed working with her in the past. So I'm really looking forward to Anything Goes. I think it's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
That's a huge draw for LST this year. I think it's a dynamite choice.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I don't know if we cut this out, but I've been in it twice.
Were you Moonface Martin?
I was Moonface Martin and a Chinaman.
We did talk about this.
Yes.
Maybe this was cut out.
It could be.
Speaking of different times.
That was a different time.
They
Yeah.
don't even use that script anymore.
No, they cut the Chinaman out
Yeah.
of Anything Goes. I hope we
Yeah.
can still say Chinaman.
Because we were talking about casting restrictions
Yes.
earlier also, right? We just wouldn't be able to do it.
No.
But yeah, no, Anything Goes, dynamite show. And then we saw an opening night this past week.
We did.
Yes.
We were able to go out and see the opening night we went out and saw Quincy High School's performance of Puffs.
Yes.
And for those of you who are wondering, what in the heck is Puffs? Well, it is loosely based on the Harry Potter franchise, the films, mostly the films.
Yeah.
And it's very campy, very loose. It's almost like a Forbidden Broadway look at the Harry Potter franchise. And it feels, It feels very off-Broadway, Fringe Festival-y.
Yeah, I looked it up. So it's from 2015, and it ran off Broadway. It was never on Broadway.
Yeah.
And it did feel like I have a friend that performs at like an art house theater in Portland that does like Star Kids stuff. Mm-hmm. This felt very Star Kidsy to me. It felt like something that she would have done.
Gotcha.
Kind of alty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was very much for like people that love Harry Potter. It was very referential. At one point, there was an old timer behind us, an old woman, and at one point, it wasn't even at intermission. It was just during the show, and she said, "I don't know what's going on," and I caught maybe half of the jokes. I read the books. They were coming out about the right time. Well, I read half the books. They were coming out right about the right time for me, and then I kind of aged out of it. I didn't read past Goblet of Fire, and I watched most of the movies, so I got a decent amount of the jokes. But a lot of times, I was lost also.
Well, and I think you had a leg up on me because I think I've seen the first 2 films, and that's it. I have not read any of the books. I did not see anything past the second Harry Potter film. And there were multiple times where I was turning to either you or Rachel and saying, "What's going on? Who is this character?"
Yeah.
And so I was pretty lost through a lot of it because it is a lot of inside jokes. It feels like, I mean, the kids were great, but I had somebody there who says it probably feels like a fever dream to you. And it kind of did at a certain level just because I did not know what was happening.
It's clearly meant to be pretty rapid fire, right? They're not explaining the jokes.
No, there's no character development because you have to assume everybody knows who all the characters are and who they are at their core. And so they're really just taking them down to like their 1 or 2 main characteristics, and that's who they are. And I honestly did not know what those characteristics were. Yeah.
Harry Potter, the first book, came out when I was 10. And I remember reading it with my friend. My friend was also really into it. And if you recall in Harry Potter, well, maybe you don't, but in the Harry Potter universe, you get a letter when you turn 11 informing you that you're a wizard. So me and my friend, we were both 10, and we're like, dude, we still have time.
You were
could
hoping,
be wizards. Yeah.
Every night you're looking for an owl to come
waiting
through the window.
for the owl, waiting for the letters. So yeah, I was at the perfect age for the first like 3 books, and then I kind of aged out of it.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's a little bit surprising because I feel like the iron was hot like a decade ago.
Yeah, we had to look it up, and the last book came out in 2007.
Okay.
So, and I think the last movie came out in 2011.
So a lot of these kids were not alive when the Deathly Hallows came out.
No. So I don't know how many of the kids were ultimately that familiar with Harry Potter. I'm sure it's still a thing with the kids. I'm sure that they all read it, but it might not be like in the zeitgeist, in the pop culture, the way it was when it was just coming out.
I mean, there were like the spin-off movies, and then there was a really popular video game a little while ago. But it's true, it's not... When I was young, it was like a phenomenon. It was huge, right? It was everywhere, and it hasn't been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the kids in it were on fire.
Yes.
They were having a great time, and they were mugging. They seemed to understand the job that they were given, which was they needed to be campy, it needed to be funny, it needed to be all over the place. And I think that they really were.
There were like 20, 25 kids in the show.
It was a big cast.
And there were like 30 or 40 parts. There was a lot of like a kid running out, then running back through the door, and then coming back out with like a mustache and a hat on.
Yeah.
And I love that kind of stuff. I think that's very fun. It's very kinetic. I think the kids really go for it. You can see that they're the more physical stuff. That's fun. It's fun to run around.
Well, and we saw Jaslyn Padrone, who we've seen, I think she's a senior this year, and she's been in nearly everything they've done.
Yeah.
And she played most of the professors, and they were just one after another, where she'd walk out the door, walk in another door with a different hat and glasses or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that she had a scarf or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we saw a lot of that, and the kids were into it. They were having a great time with it.
The girl that was Harry Potter was also a Hufflepuff. And so she would run out with she had like a little scar on her head, like a little stick-on scar. And then she would run back through the door, take the scar off, then come back out.
I almost thought the scar was attached to the top of her glasses.
Oh, so you think so?
It did not look like it was attached to the forehead. It looked like it was attached to the top of the glasses, so she could just take the glasses off, and it would have the lightning bolt stuck to the top of it.
Like the Groucho Marx false glasses with the nose and the mustache.
That's right.
Okay, a false Harry Potter scar glass.
There was a lot of really fun prop bits.
Yes.
And a lot of it I did not understand. There was snakes being thrown around and chickens, and I was lost, but it was a lot of fun to watch.
The snake puppet was really sick, and they had like a giant Dementor that came down. It was like a Dark Souls boss.
Yes.
It was like a giant robe with like evil puppet hands.
And they had the Dementors all came out with like red eyes.
Yes.
And they kind of floated around, and then the hands came out and were trying to grab at the audience.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
No, it was excellent. It was a lot of fun. Quincy often has like a really strong like production value element.
Yeah.
Like when they did Murder on the Orient Express, I remember we were all on fire about the train.
Yeah.
Or when they did Cinderella, they had a false horse that Christopher rode around on.
Yeah.
Right. They pushed it around. It was
That's
great.
right. That's
it was
right.
really exciting. We were like,
fun.
oh my gosh, that's great.
So this one, I think, the set piece, the set design piece that I think was the most impressive was that Dementor scene with the big bony hands.
Yeah. Then they never came back. They were so cool.
Well, the Dementors came back because then they had at the, I'm assuming there's a big battle or something at the end?
The Death Eaters. They were called like Blood Huggers or something like that.
Oh.
All the names were like adjacent.
Yes.
Or a lot of the names were adjacent. They still had Cedric Diggory and Harry Potter, but a lot of, like, instead of Voldemort, they had Mr. Voldy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think just so everybody knows, this was not a licensed Harry Potter show.
No.
This was not Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, but I think that was referenced multiple times.
Yeah, it is a 7 increasingly eventful years at a certain school of magic and magic. They never even say Hogwarts in the show. But it follows the plot of the books.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, it's very tight.
Yeah.
But the plot itself revolves around 3 kids who are not Harry and Ron and Hermione.
Yeah, they are similar.
Yeah.
But they're not.
But at the same point, they do have somebody playing Harry Potter, and he's carrying around a couple mops that represent Hermione and Ron.
Yeah. No, it's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, but for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's like, what about the losers in the background? What are they doing? And that's the Hufflepuffs. If you read the books, right, the Hufflepuffs have almost no mention in the books. It's Gryffindor are the good school, and Slytherin are the bad school, and Ravenclaw is kind of a tertiary. They're kind of in there, and the Hufflepuffs have almost nothing to do in like any of the books, other than Cedric Diggory, who immediately dies. So, spoiler.
So the Hufflepuffs, were they actually the red shirts, where if somebody died, it was a Hufflepuff?
No, just they had, again, I'm not a Harry Potter guy, but if you asked me to name Hufflepuff characters, I would say Cedric Diggory, and that is it.
Yeah.
And he was only... Again, he showed up in Goblet of Fire, and then he was killed. They weren't dying constantly, but they just have almost nothing to do. They're like soft idiots. That's the bit, and that's the bit in the show. And I actually did get a big kick out of that. With that, whenever there's danger in the school, which is constantly because they're adventure books, the Hufflepuffs would form a formation and say, "We are not a threat. We are not a threat." And that's the Hufflepuff deal. They like hugs.
They did like
and
hugs.
They're not very good at school. That's the skis. But yeah, so I really liked. I would say the standouts were Jay Finch, Owen Yeats. I thought Jay Finch was a lot of fun. He was
a
great.
lot of fun.
And he was Christopher last year in Cinderella.
Topher.
Prince Topher.
Prince Topher.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I thought he was really good. He maintained an accent. It wasn't too much. It was understandable. And he maintained it throughout the show.
Yeah.
The director gave him the ability in the middle of Act 2 to just go off. During the show we were at, he basically explained the plot of Despicable Me.
It was funny because you were constantly looking to me for guidance, and then I was like, what is this? And you knew it.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, it's Despicable Me. That's Gru. I went, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and they had a Zelda reference where I think I audibly said, I got that reference.
Yeah, you and Adam were like the only audible response to that in the audience. I got it. I just didn't laugh. And then I also really liked Belle Rollins as Leanne.
Well, and she's been getting leads.
Yeah, she was Jo last year.
She was Jo in Little Women, and just a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of energy that she puts into it, and she's still very young, I think. Maybe she's a 10th grader?
She was a freshman last year.
Okay.
We all commented on it because you change a lot in high school. So it is weird because you have people who are essentially adults on stage with people who look like they should still be using crayons, right? Yeah. And she was really small last year. And then this year it was like, oh, no, you're a real person, aren't you?
And so she was playing Leanne. Was there a character that she was supposed to be?
I have no idea. But that is like the platonic ideal of the Hufflepuff, where she just wanted to like hug and didn't know anything about anything.
Okay. She was excited to be a wizard.
Yeah, she was just happy to be there.
Happy to be there.
No, she was great. She had a ton of energy. You were always happy to see her on stage.
The three characters that really took the place of Harry, Ron, and Hermione were they played Wayne, Oliver, and Megan. And that was Sawyer Gole, Jared Miller, and Jasmine Vasquez Navarro. And I thought they were really solid.
Yeah.
I thought the kid playing Wayne, he was young, and really his goal was he had to play somebody that was excited to be at Hogwarts, and he knew he was going to be the main character, and he wasn't.
That's a whole thing these days, main character syndrome.
Yeah.
Where people, because we're so bathed in fiction in a way that we weren't previously as a society, everybody thinks things will just work out for them.
Because they're the main character.
Because you're the main character, and that's what happens to the main character. The coincidences happen, and they just succeed.
Yeah.
And that's not how life is. I'm 37, take it from me. That's not how life is.
Well, I think you can see that with the Marvel movies becoming ascendant, that we didn't have that kind of stuff before, where the superheroes, that's almost a definition of superheroes, where somebody is special, and they will save the world again and again and again.
And yeah, so it is a fun dynamic. They think they're Ron, Hermione, and Harry, and they're not. They play a very small role in like the events at the school.
Yeah.
So very, very close to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. There's no way the guy wasn't thinking of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead when he was writing it. I can't imagine.
If they went that deep. This is a pretty light show.
Yeah, but I mean that's what it is.
Yeah.
They're almost the two smallest roles in Hamlet, and like what about the losers in the background in Hamlet? What's going on with them?
Yeah.
Right. So what about the losers in Harry Potter? What's going on with them? Right. A very similar idea.
Well, and when Owen Yates played Jay Finch, which we just mentioned, but when I said, who is that character? The people who do know Harry Potter said, oh, he's the kid. He was in the background in the movies.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. There you go.
No, I would. Again, I only read half of the books when I was a kid, but I would never be able to identify Jay Finch.
Yeah.
Where this is
Justin Fitch Fletcher.
Harry Potter is to some people as like Star Trek is to me or what have you.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, no, we had fun. We had fun. I
think that there was some standouts in there, and I really did appreciate how much energy they were putting into it.
Yeah.
I will mention Pippi the house elf.
Oh, yes.
Yes, which came out in this weird little scene at the end.
She exploded onto the stage.
Almost literally. There was arms and legs everywhere.
Yeah.
And you wonder, I hope she's okay. She's put so much into it. I really appreciated that one. Okay. I think we can wrap it up for Puffs. That's still going to be running next weekend. So if you get a chance, go out to Quincy High School and see Puffs.
Yeah, well, it's fun. It's always fun to see a new show.
Yes.
I mean, it's from 2015, but a show that you haven't seen before.
Yeah, and I was not familiar with it. And now I know. And now I probably need to watch more Harry Potter.
Do you?
I think I do.
It reminded me very strongly of the Star Kids stuff. The Star Kids' first musical was a Harry Potter musical. Because it was really successful, and that's how they took off as a troupe, right? So it did feel a lot like that to me.
Okay. No, it definitely felt like something that you would see in an underground theater in a city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not on a big stage. You wouldn't see it at the Paramount or the Fifth Avenue, but you would see it down at Pike Place on one of the little stages.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Puffs will still be performing this next weekend, and we've got a lot of stuff opening up. So Stage Kids is opening up Lion King at the Pack on November 12th, and they'll be running through the 16th. Wenatchee High School is opening Little Shop of Horrors on the 13th, and that'll be running through the 22nd. And Eastmont High School is opening Too Many Detectives at the Murder Mansion, which is also opening up on the 13th, running through the 22nd.
And Cascade High School in Leavenworth is also opening up Clue this weekend. What is happening?
How did I not know about Clue?
What is going on? What is going on? Everybody is rushing to get their shows in before Thanksgiving.
That's what it is.
It's true. You lose progress because, you don't have the kids, right? So people regress. So I get it. I just wish we could coordinate this more so we don't have 4 opening nights in one weekend.
So we've got a lot of opening nights this weekend.
Yes.
Skyler and I are going to try to see everything.
We are going to try because, Kevin, you have a demanding rehearsal schedule, you told me.
Yes. We are working on the minutes. Brian Higgins is directing that. We got the schedule, and I am in the theater Monday through Friday, and he's going to have the whole thing blocked before Thanksgiving.
He's an ambitious man.
He's very ambitious. He would like to see it so that we can run it a lot and become very, very comfortable with it.
No, that's a great idea. And it is because of the play structure, because it's a city council meeting, right? Mm-hmm. So essentially everybody's on stage almost the whole time.
Yes.
So that's hard on the rehearsal schedule.
Well, and it's hard on me because I'm playing the mayor, which means I kind of have to run the meeting. Oh. And so everybody has their own little pet projects that they're working on. Mm-hmm. And so they'll talk about their projects, but I'm always having to try to keep the meeting on track and move between the different projects. So I have those little lines that just get thrown out in the middle of a scene. I've got a lot of that kind of thing. Here, calm down, everyone.
Those little interstitial lines are really hard.
I think so. I'm trying to cram my lines now, even though we haven't had a rehearsal yet. So
no, that's smart. That's smart.
Trying to get everything in.
Get after it.
So we've got a bunch of stuff coming up. We've got November 21st at Moses Lake High School. They're opening up Mamma Mia.
Woo!
I know. I'm excited. I do like that show quite a bit.
I don't think I've ever been to the Moses Lake High School.
I've never been there.
I probably have been.
For debate.
Yep, speech and debate 1 million years ago.
I think we've probably been there for speech and debate. On December 2nd, I think, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians will be opening up with starring Winky the Elf.
Yes. Headline, marquee. Skyler J. Cuthill appearing as. Yeah, it opens on that Tuesday.
Yes.
And then it runs, it's like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I don't think we perform on Friday, and then we have a matinee on Saturday. Okay. So 1 week only, folks.
1 week only for Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Mm-hmm. Then we've got 2 performances of Holiday Spice at the PAC on December 4th and 5th. Journey to Bethlehem.
Ooh, with the camel.
With the camel will be at the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And something that I didn't have last week was Maskers Theater in Soap Lake is doing Christmas with Little Women.
Ooh.
So I don't know if that is something that was written or it's got to be an adaptation.
Okay. Louisa May Alcott.
Yeah.
Yeah. She wrote a thriller that I actually really enjoyed. I forget the name of it now. Yeah. It's about an actress who disguises herself and insinuates herself into a rich family in order to marry the uncle. It's actually like really exciting. She's awful, and she has the superpower of being an actress. So she has zero morality and can adopt characters. Because this is written in like 1870.
Yeah.
So again, like actors are like prostitutes, right? In terms of like social prestige or whatever. So no, I really enjoyed it.
So Louisa May Alcott wrote Little Women. I don't think she wrote Christmas with Little Women. And so what was the name of the thriller that you read? I know she wrote Little Men.
Yeah, she did write Little Men, Life at Plumfield with Joe's Boys.
Yes.
Joe's Boys and How They Turned Out, a sequel to Little Men.
So she wrote quite a few books.
She was a professional writer. Okay, so there is a Little Women series, Little Women, Good Wives, Little Men, Life at Plumfield with Joe's Boys, and Joe's Boys and How They Turned Out. She did not write Christmas with Little Women.
There is a big section of Little Women that does have a Christmas scene, though, right?
Yeah, because the neighbor plays the piano for them.
There we go.
Yeah, going down to Boston or whatever it is.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then we've also got Christmas Carol at Music Theaters opening up on December 11th, and the PAC radio show opens up December 16th. Some of the new things that have been announced that we're adding to the calendar. First weekend in February, Garden City Academy is doing Sherlock Holmes, Mystery of the Crown Jewel. And Snowy Owl is then doing Mr. Holmes and Ms. Watson, or Ms. Holmes and Miss Watson, the following weekend. So we were kind of doubling up on detectives because we've got the Eastmont High School show, Too Many Detectives at the Murder Mansion, and then two more Sherlock shows.
Behind a Mask.
Behind a Mask is the Louisa May Alcott thriller.
Yes, I looked it up. It's actually really good. It's really exciting.
Okay.
And she actually wrote a whole bunch of Little Women short stories also.
Oh, okay.
So very possibly, we should look into this more. Very possibly, it's based on something else.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, we have a lot of theater coming up. We're going to have a lot of theater going through until like March.
Yeah.
We're going to be busy boys.
Yeah. I think the auditions we've got coming up, I know that Music Theater is having auditions for Legally Blonde. And once Little Shop of Horrors launches, we will probably get some dates for Legally Blonde.
Oh, speaking of, like an hour after we recorded last week, Hot August Nights announced their show, 1776.
That's right.
Yes, and they audition on top of the Apple Blossom musical generally.
Oh, okay.
They do double auditions.
Okay.
And we don't know if that's the case yet, but generally speaking, that's what they've done for a while now.
And we also don't know what version of 1776 they were going to do.
I love 1776. It kills me that I think I have to do LST this year. I love Anything Goes so much. Yeah. I love Dana. I think I have to do it. But 1776 comes around like every 50 years. It is not a commonly done show.
But the last version of 1776 that they did on Broadway was an all-woman and transgender and LGBT version, which I don't qualify for in any of those.
I don't think that's what they're going to be doing, although I did talk to a Hot August Nights person. They said that it will not be all men.
Okay.
Which makes sense, just demographics-wise. We have so many quality women. It would hurt your show to say,
I think so.
I'm going to cut out all women. There are women roles in that show. There's only two of them, though, John Adams' wife and Thomas Jefferson's wife. It hurts to say, all you good women go home, and instead I'm going to scrape together 18 men. Mm-hmm. That would be a tough ask. That would be a hard job.
Yeah.
So I believe there'll be like girl Ben Franklin. That would be a hell of a role. But yeah, so it's going to be open. I believe this is not coming from the horse's mouth. But yeah, I love 1776. I think it's dynamite. It's too long. It's such a long show. Such great music, though. Wonderful structure. You know, they have the board in the back where you can see the states voting. And you can see their progress. I love it so much.
Well, I think they're probably doing this because it is the 250th anniversary.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Not of the play or musical, but of the country.
Yeah. No, I think it was commonly done back in the day, but patriotic sentiments have fallen to a probably all-time historic low.
Could be.
Probably like throughout all of America's history. But it is a great show, folks. Regardless of how you feel about modern America or even like the Revolution necessarily, it is a dynamite show. Great structure, great characters, really funny, great music. You know, the Minuet, Richard Henry Lee's song, right to the right, wonderful. Sit down, John. I think the test of a musical, whether or not it's good, is if when musical theater people are talking about it,
if they can sing any of the songs.
If they sing snatches from the song, that means it's a good musical. If you mention a musical and everybody goes, yeah, that's pretty good, and they move on.
Like Secret Garden?
I like Secret Garden. It's very heavy. That was the first time I sang on stage for LST. Don't run down Secret Garden to me.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
For LST?
Oh.
I was a Nazi. Before that.
Okay.
Yeah. That was my first time singing on the...
I thought I gave you singing in that one. Didn't I give you Max the same year?
No. Max only sang the second year.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
But you did cast me as the understudy for the captain.
That's right.
But I wasn't on the hill. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was an important show for me.
I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that about wraps it up for us. Next week, we're going to come back and we should have some information on auditions.
Yes.
If you want to get involved in some of these shows, I know that auditions are coming up for Apple Blossom, Hot August Nights, and hopefully we'll have some others as we're moving forward. Until then, we're going to be going to see Lion King, Little Shop of Horrors, Too Many Detectives out in the communities.
And I think I'm going to go to Clue.
And Clue.
Yeah.
Up in Leavenworth.
It's like 10 minutes away from my house. It's the closest theater by far to me. I think I've got to.
We've got 4 great shows coming up this week. We have 4 opening nights. So everybody go out there, see some theater, and enjoy the next opening night.